Welcome to Brown's Neighborhood, where Daniel Butchie Brown is the host.
Hey man, he said, man, I used to like Deborah Mack, but I was scared to come over there, you know.
Did they know him at Fremont? Did Craig go to Fremont?
He went there, yeah. They would meet up in the quad. He was doing that same shit at Fremont, you know.
What shit is that?
Fighting, slapping people upside their head, taking shit, you know, gangstering.
At the school?
Yeah, at the school. Gangstering, you know. Yep, taking shit, fighting, you know. I remember an incident at one of the record hops. Craig slapped this guy upside his head, and you could hear it echo throughout the whole record hop. And they started fighting, you know.
Fighting?
Yep. That's what we did back then, fight. They had guns then, though, but
They would fight.
They would fight. And that's where Raymond, because he ran in that, Raymond Washington, who started the Crips, not Tookie. Raymond from that east side, he ran with the Avenues. And
he did?
Yeah, that's where he developed his fighting skills. See, and once he went over there by Fremont and the Crips started fighting, challenging each leader in different areas, and 80% of the time he was successful, so they became Crips. And they would have this thing called a Watts Festival after the Watts Ride. I don't know if you remember that at Real Rogers Park. And Raymond would come up there and the whole crowd would separate like the Red Sea because the Crips would come through there mobbing, you know, like that. And Bobby and Jimmy Lavin and them said, we ain't running no more. That's when they started the Bloods.
Bobby and Jimmy Lavin
Right.
said they ain't running no
We
more.
ain't running no more. And that's when they started the Bloods.
So when they would come up to the Watts Festival, people would just open up.
Right, like the Red Sea.
Yeah. So when they would come up there, about how many of them would be together?
20, 30, 40, I don't know, just a group.
But you know they'd get out their way.
Right, I knew the crowd would separate, you know. You could see the crowd separating.
Letting them through.
Letting them through. And they would be taking leather coats. You heard that story? Mm-hmm. Craig Munson is the first one that started that, taking leather coats, you know. And a lot of people would fight back or whatever, but he's the one that actually started that, taking leather coats, you know. Man, this girl show is fine, man. And, you know,
What girl?
it's a Spanish girl I'm getting at.
So when they're coming up to the Watts Festival, mobbing, you think they was taking jackets and all that?
It could have been. They wasn't taking mine. They was taking other people's, you know.
Now, if they would have tried to take yours, what you was gonna do?
What I was gonna do, I couldn't do nothing by myself. But you know what I could do? I could call out the leader. I wasn't scared to get on with the leader. You know what I'm saying?
So sometimes that's what they would do, get down with the leader.
Well, yeah, if you was about that life, but it's a lot of people during that time where I tell people this, a lot of cowards was born. You know what I'm saying? And it's on their birth certificate. I'm serious, because you ain't gonna win every fight physically, you know. But a lot of people is scared to fight physically.
Right.
It's nothing wrong with it if you have to fight. If somebody hits you, to hit back, and you're gonna win or you're gonna lose. But you saw that person later on in life, and you respected him, and he respected you because he knew he couldn't run over you. Wasn't no punk. You know what I'm saying? But now, if you one of them little guys that, ooh, please, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna follow you.
So when they came mobbing through at one time, and Bobby them and Jimmy them said they ain't gonna run no more.
They stopped running.
They stopped running.
They stopped running. That's when the Bloods was born.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's when they used to call themselves bounty hunters back in the day. That's when it became blue and red. But now,
Bounty hunters or bishops?
Bishop, right. But now, remember when I said they killed Bunchy at UCLA? If you think about the transition, this is all happening in a time period where it's kind of like it's almost engineered for the black youth not to have no role model, not to have no guidance, so we can turn them against each other. See, because Bunchy was a leader. Martin Luther King was a leader. Anytime you got somebody influential that got the ear of the people and you not preaching that government bullshit, you are a threat to the status quo, you see? And so that's what they were. And so now we got to get rid of you, either physically or we got to jail you.
Bunchy became that powerful?
That powerful.
Out of the neighborhood.
If you Google Bunchy Carter right now, it'll speak about it. You remember what was that guy, Fred Hampton in Chicago? You know how popular he was, right? Bunchy was just as popular on the East Coast. Bunchy was just that popular. And a rider, too. A rider. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Wasn't no punks. A rider. Wow. So, as I say, my brother was a rider. That was his name in YTS. When I got to YTS, they told, oh, that's Ryder's little brother. That was his nickname in there. Ryder.
Your brother?
My brother.
Would fight.
Was a fighter. That was his nickname in YTS, Ryder. That's why when a lot of people hear that song with Tupac of a rider, they don't know what he's talking about. You see what I'm saying? When they say Tales of a Rider, that's what he's talking about. He ain't talking about riding no damn horses or no motorcycles. He talking about somebody to get down. See, but people that ain't hip to the term, they don't know it. See, but I know it. So, but that's what he means.
So you over there at Fremont, man, you decided to get in trouble.
I don't know if I decided or I just did it.
Well, why did you do it?
Shit, it was normal behavior, I thought. You know, I was just fucking up. I was a fuck up, you know?
And what did you do to F up at Fremont?
I threw chairs out of the window, out of the second story.
And you could have hit somebody.
Could have, but I didn't care at the time. So, you know.
You just wanted to be bad?
Yeah, I guess. You know,
How old were you?
What? When you go to Fremont, I think you 15 or 14. No, 15, 16. Yeah. Somewhere right there.
So they kick you out?
They kick me out.
Then what happened?
They send me to Southgate, all white high school, right there on Firestone.
And how did you fare with that? You wanted to be over there?
No, I didn't want to be over there, but the only consolation I had was Raymond Burns was going there before I did. And so, you know, I would go. I never heard the N-word too much because I was ready to get down over there. You know, there's a lot of targets over there, you know, because I don't give white folks no break. When they get out of line, I get right on their ass. I don't care how big you are, how many tattoos you got. If you're a skinhead, I don't give a damn about that. If we gonna get down, we gonna get down.
It was only you.
Yeah, that's right. And it's only them.
But it was maybe a few of them.
Okay, but I know how to pick up one of these. I can pick up a clip and even out the score. So if that's what you want to do, that's the way we do it. You know?
Did they call you the N-word?
No, I never heard it over there. That's what I'm saying. I never heard it. Me and Raymond Burns over there. I never heard it over there, you know.
So what did y'all do bad over there?
I just ditched class over there and snatched food out of the nutrition line, you know.
You gonna snatch the food?
Snatch the food, yeah.
You wouldn't let them give it to you?
I mean, if they give it to you, you got to pay for it.
Oh, you didn't want to pay?
No, I was snatching it so I wasn't paying nothing. Right.
And then once you snatch it, where do you go with your
run and eat it, or run, you know, get the orange, or even snatch the whole box with the money in it. Snatch that and go get a sack of weed, $5. Back then they would sell nickel bags. You know, go get a sack of weed and smoke weed and ride around.
And you know you're gonna get kicked out if you do that.
Yeah, well, I didn't know, but that's what wound up happening.
Man,
but I wasn't dumb. I would always able to read, you know what I'm saying? The only problem I had, I knew how to add and subtract, but division and algebra and trigonometry, you know, I never did get that. But
you got kicked out of Southgate.
I got kicked out of Southgate and they sent me to Lock. And then they kicked me out.
But you keep going to these different neighborhoods.
I know.
You wasn't scared?
Of what? No.
Man, you know different neighborhoods.
It wasn't
got
no
different
it wasn't no
gangbanging.
Crips then. It wasn't no Bloods.
It wasn't?
No, because it was only
You was
only
just going to school.
Right, I was just going to school. It was people in certain cliques, and you might get into a fight with them, you know. But at the time I went there, Patrice Rushen went there, and Gerald Albright, the jazz player, you know. So no, I wasn't scared, you know, and. I was more afraid, like I said, of getting caught by my father than any people on the street or the
Did you
police.
get kicked out a lot?
Yeah, got kicked out a lot. Then they sent me to a bad boy school downtown.
Jackson.
Yeah, not Jackson at the time. It was California High with the cage on top, right there, the occupational center. They sent me there.
Wow.
And because my father said, your ass ain't gonna live on me. You gonna be going to school or you gonna work. They kicked me out of there.
They kicked you out of that too?
Yeah, they kicked me out of there, and my father put my ass to work. Put me to work.
You done got kicked out of every school.
Every school. He put me to work, and
You wanted to get kicked out?
no, I didn't want to. I just didn't go and was ditching school and breaking in houses and different, you know.
You broken houses?
Broken houses, broken schools, broken factories, broken train cars, up there on the tracks when we used to walk, going to the park, run out of the store with candy, beer, you know, go to Taco Leah right there on Manchester, order 10 tacos when they run off with it, you know.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah.
What kind of problems did you have, man?
We used to have, back in the day, we would have a water gun with ammonia in it, right? So when you walking down the alley and them dogs run up to the fence, you squirt some of that ammonia on his nose and watch him go crazy.
Man.
Because you know a dog's nose is sensitive.
Man, look here, man.
And you know how strong ammonia is.
Look here, man. Moon. Now you get out of YTS, 22 years old.
Mm-hmm.
What in the heck were you finna do with your life now?
I didn't.
Oh, you went to work at Roosevelt.
Right.
How long did you stay there?
I stayed. Well, I didn't stay. I stayed with the county for 15 years.
You did?
Yeah, but they sent me from Roosevelt to Helen Keller, from Helen Keller to Sportsman. Mm-hmm. And I was at Sportsman when they changed it to I was at Jesse Owens. At Sportsman when they changed it to Jesse Owens. I was working there at the time. Mm-hmm. But they sent me there, and I retired with a disability pension from there because...
Did you go back to jail again?
Yeah, I went back to jail again.
For what?
For a commercial burglary and knocking a dog's teeth out, a police dog's teeth out. They caught me, I was under a house hiding.
Wait a minute, man. Why you want to go do commercial burglary?
Because I was smoking dope at the time, and I was.
Oh Lord, let's talk about this.
Yeah, I got sprung.
At how old?
At 25.
25, you tried crack.
For the first time, before they even sold rocks on the street. They didn't sell cocaine. You had to buy powder and shake it up yourself. In December of 1978 was the first time I tried crack cocaine.
And got sprung.
And got sprung. You had to rock it up yourself with baking soda and water. Mm-hmm. Right. They didn't. That's when they used to have a little mirror, and they agitated. They didn't sell rocks on the street at the time.
You scrape it with your razor
Right.
blade.
That was the ass with the freebase. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, that's the first time.
And you tried it.
This was in December '78.
That's what Richard Pryor was doing.
Right. I came back from Australia, man. I went over there to fight, and I came back with a bunch of money.
Wait a minute, man. You went over to Australia?
Yeah. I've been to Australia 3 times.
Fighting boxing?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute.
I fought the number one.
Before you got on cocaine, was you boxing?
Yeah, before I got on cocaine, I was boxing.
You was a boxer.
Right.
You learned how to fight.
Mm-hmm.
But you got beat up before you started learning how to fight.
Right. By them guys at the gym.
Yeah.
I got beat up by the guys at the gym.
Well, why you wouldn't squabble like you supposed to?
I did, but they got skills. It ain't street fighting in the gym. Boxing ain't fighting. See, boxing is different than fighting. Fighting is when you doing that stuff like Mike Tyson. Boxing is like Mayweather.
Well, Mike Tyson was winning.
Mike Tyson ain't no boxer, though. If you get a good boxer, he'll whoop Mike Tyson's ass every time. You know why? Because it ain't fighting. It's boxing. When you got
Mike was moving.
Yeah, but he was moving. He was good at it. But if you, like I said, if you get a good boxer that got a punch that's not
like
scared,
Holyfield.
Like Holyfield, that's not scared. First, you can't be scared. He'll whoop a slugger's ass every time because it's boxing. It ain't fighting. It's a skill to it. If you think it ain't no skill to it, get in there and see. I don't care how good you are with the hands from the street. Get in there and find out.
Did you have good hands in the streets?
Yeah, in the street. But once I got in there, they wasn't shit. That nigga beat me into a corner. And somebody looked smaller than me. He one of them Joe Frazier nigga. You know, beat me into a corner. They had to pull him off me. Every day he was whooping my ass.
Did you want to get him after he did
I
that
wanted
to you?
but I couldn't hit him with a handful of rice because he was that slick. Another story. I was the guy, the old man that really taught me the game, that said, learn how to move and learn. This is boxing. This ain't fighting. He had a 13-year-old kid, man. I'm a grown man. That 13-year-old kid kicked my ass in the gym. I couldn't hit him. He was dancing, boom, 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 boom. As soon as I get in there, he grabbed me and tied me up and danced away. You know what I'm saying? And I said, damn, it's a skill to this shit. See? And so it's more than just two guys in there slugging it out. But it looked like that to the average public, but there's a skill to that. And if you think I'm lying, get in there and try it. You'll find. You see what happened to Jake Paul, don't you?
Yeah.
You see what happened to his ass? Yeah. He had been in there, but he thought that just because he'd been in there, now this is a real fight. When he fought that shit with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, those were exhibitions. He made them sign something that you won't hurt me. But see, that guy Anthony Joshua told him, I don't give a damn about that. I'm knocking your ass out because you making boxing look bad. Because think about it. White folks love to see a white man beating up black people. See what I'm saying? So if you so-called beating up all these people, you blonde-haired and blue-eyed and all that, you know, look at all the money they gonna pay for that. See what I'm saying? So it's making boxing look bad. You ain't never gonna fight a real fighter. You see what I'm saying? If you do, they gonna sign a contract where you won't hurt me. Mm-hmm. But Anthony Joshua said, no, I'm gonna show you what real boxing is, and broke his damn jaw. The reason he got his jaw broke, because he had his mouth open because he was tired, breathing. They got a mouthpiece that you bite down, so when you get hit in the jaw, your jaw don't get broke. But yeah, man, I met Leonard, I met Ali, I was in Hawaii with Tommy Hearns, Aaron Pryor, Greg Page, Michael Dokes in the Golden Glove.
You worked your way up to that.
Yeah, I fought my way up. Once them ass whoopings I took in the gym from that guy that I said was whooping my ass, and I went to that other gym, the little old man schooled me.
What other gym did you go to?
I went from 78th Street in Hoover to 108th and Broadway. I saw a fight on TV with Rudy Robles versus Rodrigo Valdez for the middleweight title. And I knew the Mexican had that gym on Broadway. So I went down there and I wandered in. I went up the stairs and I met this little old man, Percy Smith. And once he saw my style, he's the one that told me, that ain't boxing, that's fighting. He said, don't be no dumb slugger. He said, if you keep doing like you doing, you'll wind up talking slow, can't talk, cauliflower ears, bent up nose, like most of these old fighters is talking now. See, so he said, when you see somebody like that in the corner, all beat up, look like they done killed their mama, don't worry about them. He said, when you look across that corner, you see somebody with a baby face, that's when you get worried, because they know what they doing. And so once he started teaching me that this is boxing, I already had the power, you see what I'm saying? I already had the skill. All I had to do was put the discipline.
You had power.
Oh, yeah, I had the power. This guy I got on tape had fought Roberto Duran and never been down in 80 professional fights. I had 8 professional fights, went to Australia. He had fought for the world championship twice. I put him down twice and would have put his ass out, but I hurt my hand upside his damn head. You know what I'm saying? And he had fought for the world championship. Who am I? Nobody ever heard of me. He's well known all over the world. Had fought Roberto Duran. And Duran didn't even have him down.
And ran up on Gregory.
Ran up on me from South Central LA, and I put one of them things on his head. And down he went. So it just showed me, never doubt yourself. Never doubt yourself. Man, when I won that belt that I showed you, that guy that I beat, he's Donald Curry's brother, right? Older brother. He had went to New York, fought Wilfred Benitez in New York for the non-title fight. Knocked Wilfred Benitez down twice on his ass in a non-title fight, and they gave him a draw. But everybody in boxing know he really beat Benitez. And this was at the time when Benitez was the world champion, right? WBC. He had beat me in Vegas, but never hurt me, never staggered me. So I got a rematch with him 3 months after we had the first fight. My wife, Bear, Bob, nobody gave me a chance. And
what do you mean, who?
My wife, the girl that I was married to at the time when I lost the first fight to him.
Bear?
Teddy Bear, you know, that was one of the original Avenue. He didn't think I could beat him. Bob, his brother, didn't think I could beat him. My own wife didn't think I could beat him because they know I smoke weed. They know I chase women. You know what I'm saying? They know he had just beat Wilfred Benitez in New York. But you know what? I knew they was talking about me. But you know what I did? I got out there on that soft sand and I did like Forrest Gump. Because I know how to fight. I just got to fill up my gas tank. So I made sure I had my tank full. I didn't say nothing, though. I knew they was talking about me behind my back.
Started putting in the work.
And I KO'd his ass in the 11th round and brought the belt back like this and said, I thought I couldn't beat him. So it let me know life is like a fight. You may get knocked down, but never stay down there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Keep getting up. Yeah, life is a fight. So I equate that. And you know what? I still talk good. And I fought all over the world. I've been to Australia 3 times, Venezuela. I went to Venezuela to fight a guy that had fought Tommy Hearns for the WBA title. I'm in the gym.
All this happened after you got out of the box.
Yeah. I didn't start as a kid. I got a late start. But the guys that I'm in the gym sparring with, that's how they knew my potential. Because, see, them bags don't hit back. They can tell what you can do by who you in there sparring with. So, I mean, I was good on the bag, but I had to see where I'm at. So I want to spar to see where I'm at. And so they can tell by who you sparring with what level you at. So they knew I'm sparring with people that sparred with Sugar Ray Leonard when he got ready for Tommy Hearns. So they knew what my potential. So when I go to Venezuela to fight this guy, Angel Espana, that had fought Tommy Hearns for the WBA title, I'm in the gym hitting a heavy bag, bing, 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 bing. And my trainer do like that, what's happening? He said, man, stall it. They watching us. The very next day, the fight is canceled. That's a true story. I got paid, but I'm there to fight because the more you fight...
They knew you would take it.
Well, they didn't want no chance. They didn't want to take the chance.
Because they're trying to build him, get his
right,
wins
they're trying
up.
to build him up. Trying to build him up. That's why I go to your backyard. I go to your front yard and fight you. Because I know once that bell rang, if you don't come get me, I'm going to get your ass. You see what I'm saying? That's the way we train. Don't wait. It's like 2 men with a gun. Don't wait. Go get his ass. If he ain't doing nothing, get on his ass. And that's how we train. You know.
So then you done did all of this, come back to the house. And who introduced you to this cocaine?
A guy that I used to work with at the park, a temporary worker. He used to tell me stories, man. Me and Uncle Rube was up all night basing. Man, we was basing, man. And I kept saying, what is all this basing
Well,
shit?
if it had him up all night, why in the heck you want to be up all night?
I mean, it's not like they saying it's a bad thing, you know? So I'm saying, let me see what this shit is. And all it takes is one hit.
One hit.
One hit. And the next thing you know, you down here. Right. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, you picking up anything white is a piece of dope. You know what I'm saying?
You just in your mind thinking it's some dope.
Right, man. And man, I was wild with it.
Were you wild?
Man, my wife, the one I told you didn't think I could beat, Bruce, she found out I was smoking dope, and so she started seeing this other guy, right? One day, I'll never forget, I'm in my living room. I used to stay on 74th and Harvard. I'm in my living room with a pile of cocaine, right? And I'm blasting off, and I'm shaking so much because I've been up a couple of days. And so she said,
what you doing with so much of this dope, man?
Because I had enough money. I don't want to keep running out back and forth, back and forth. Right. You want to get enough dope so you don't have to keep going back and forth. Right. So I had enough. So I'm shaking, and she's getting ready. She said, I'm finna go out. Okay. You don't care? You want me or that dope? And I look at the dope. I look at her, and I pick up the dope. She left, came back. It's like 3 a.m. I'm still up. You still up? You know, and
she still love you or what?
No, I mean, we divorced, you know.
I know it, but at that time, she still was dealing with you.
Right, she was still dealing with me, and you know, we had a little money because I was working and fighting, but I knew I was up, so I told her.
You think she was cheating on you?
No, because I knew about it. She told me she was going to see the guy, so I told her, go ahead. I had that dope there. I didn't care at the time.
Is that right?
No, I didn't care because I had other, you know, man, but we wound up divorcing, you know, and
so how long did this go on, man?
The dope smoking? Yeah. 17 years.
Is that right?
My last time that I went to the pen in my 40s, it was for smoking dope. When I say I knocked the dog's teeth out with the pipe, I was smoking dope then. Me and Shitty Bill, Bleep's brother, he had just got out from doing an 8-year bid. They was telling him, Crispy Critter and his brother and them was telling him, don't be fucking
Crispy Critter,
Benny Jackson. They call him, but they call him Crispy Critter, Bleep's brother. And so he stayed on Bear Street. But anyway, they was telling him, man, you better not be fucking with Moon, man. He be out there doing. So I said, man, I was the kind of smoker where I wouldn't ask you, oh, man, you got $1, you got 50 cents, a bag for change. I ain't doing no shit like that. I'll go up in one of them factories or one of them businesses and get something worth 50, 60, 100, or $1,000. So when I sell it, I don't have to keep running back and forth. So I don't beg for change, you know. I'll go knock a TV where I'm going to get me $50 worth of dope at least. And so, you know, that's the way I would do it, you know.
Were you functional?
Yeah, for stealing shit. Shit, man, they used to come get me. I stole a motherfucking safe in a shopping cart. I was in this place that these guys was painting, right? And they had all the sheets over the window. I had everything that I was gonna steal stacked up by the window because I'd been smoking like 2 or 3 days. I don't remember how it happened, but I went to sleep in the place that I had broke into. And the curtain went up. You know how them shades go up and make that noise? And I didn't know how long I'd been asleep. I took my pipe out and hit that shit, woke up so I could wake up and grab all the stuff that I got and set it out the window. And the safe was so big, I had to flip the shopping cart up where the open part would be facing the porch and just push it in there, slide it on the porch. It would stand up. And that's how I did it. Put a bunch of cans on top of it and wheeled it over to Munson's house, to Craig Munson's younger brother at the time was Run, you know, because he used to run the kitchen. But I
Craig Munson's brother became a kitchen.
Right, he ran the kitchen at the time with Porky and Smokey. You know, the younger brother, he's deceased now, Run.
So he was running the kitchen.
Yeah.
Or was he just part of the kitchen?
I don't know if he was one of the leaders.
Oh, he was one of the leaders.
He was one of the shot callers with the kitchens. You know, but somebody killed him right there in that alley over there, right in Craig Munson's mother's alley. It's like they ain't fighting no more. You know what I'm saying? They started. That's why I said Raymond is gone. Raymond had a policy where don't approach any car if they call your name. And somebody, Ray, and he walked up there and they shot him.
Yeah, don't approach no car.
Right.
Because they calling your name.
Right, because you don't know, you know.
Yeah.
And he approached the car and they gauged him, you know, because They was scared to get out and fight him. Like I say, you ain't gonna win every fight. You ain't gonna lose every fight. But if me and you got into it, I knew you wasn't a punk, you knew I wasn't a punk, we both went home. You know what I'm saying? And if we should see each other later on, we had respect for each other. Because first and foremost, we black men. You see what I'm saying? Nobody else is gonna look out for us. So if we don't do it amongst ourselves, ain't no other race gonna do it. So we got to have respect amongst ourselves. We got to stop killing each other amongst ourselves. A lot of stuff we can't blame Whitey for. See, but I know we've been maneuvered into that position just like on a chessboard, a monopoly board, you know, by the government. When they had the 92 riots and the Bloods and the Crips came together and they was tying blue reds to red rags and stuff like that, the police didn't want that truce. They took somebody's car that lived in the Avalon Gardens and did a drive-by on some Bloods so the Bloods would think the truce ain't in effect.
And who did that?
The police. Not LAPD, the sheriff.
You think so?
I know so. I know so. That car that Denzel had in that movie he made, Training Day, the sheriff put me in a car just like that, but yellow. A yellow Monte Carlo while they got on the helmet and the suit. I was on 89th between Compton and May. They used to have a little weed spot over there. They pull up in the driveway in that car with me in the backseat pointing to the front door like I'm snitching. Yeah, this is the sheriff's. So I know they do.
Wow. So when you did this 17-year stretch, getting high, you done a whole lot of damage.
A lot of damage.
What made you get off of it?
I realized that if you want anything in life other than that, like clothes, cars, jewelry, women, you can't have that.
So what made you finally come to the realization then
That
to either pick that or all these other things?
Well, because I've had stuff before. And so by me having stuff before, and you think, now, do I want to do, I'm going to tell you a story. The very last time I smoked cocaine, I remember I was on the floor.
Before you say that, you was giving these dealers hell.
Yeah, some of them. But his brother, he'll tell you, me and his brother used to smoke together. They would tell me, his brother and Gooch would tell me, Moon, you better stop this shit and get some of this money we getting. They was coming up with cars.
You smoked together?
Yeah, me, his brother, and Gooch. We used to all smoke together over there on the other side of Central. And they was doing a lot of killing at the time, right? And they stopped building, and they started balling.
I wonder how they stopped.
I don't know, but they stopped. And they started coming up with trucks and cars and money. And they would tell me, Moon, you better come on and get some of this money, man. You better stop that shit, man. You better come on. And I kept seeing the shit they coming up with. And so one day, when my disability check came from the county, I told Lafayette, I said, man, I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of not having, no woman. I'm tired of not having no clothes.
You was going without a woman?
Yeah, because I'm not attracted to smoking females. What kind of woman you gonna have if you a dope smoker? Tell me. You gonna have a strawberry. She ain't your woman. So I don't need that. So I done had real women that don't smoke dope, that don't drink, that don't get high at all. That's a woman. Them bitches out there turn up 40 ounces and pass the pipe and all that. Them is hood rats looking for cheese. See? So I never was attracted to that. I was always attracted to square girls. And that's who I had my kids by. That's the way it worked out. But I just realized that if I want anything out of life, I can't have dope. See, it's some people that can smoke dope and snort dope or drink or do drugs and still maintain a regular lifestyle. They call them a functional addict, right? But me, knowing myself, I go overboard. I can't maintain that functional lifestyle. See, I can't maintain no woman. I can't maintain a job. So I can't do it. Since I know when I put that substance in my body, I'm going to go overboard, I choose not to. And that can be with alcohol. That could be with any other substance that you put in your body. And so once you know within yourself that you can't handle it, then you stop doing it. You see what I'm saying? And if you don't, you're going to suffer the consequences.
Right.
See? So I know myself, I go overboard. You may be able to smoke dope and still work, but I can't do it.
Gregory, what happened to make you say enough is enough?
Okay, I'm going to tell you, the last time I was smoking and I'm on the floor and I'm sweating and I'm picking up shit off the ground, I thought to myself, are you having fun? And I looked in the mirror and I said, hell no, I'm not having fun. So why would I spend my money not to have fun? And I cut it. I like women. I like clothes. I like jewelry. So I know this female I can show you on this picture that called me, I can't have nothing like her. If I'm smoking dope, I can have one of them shopping cart pushing bitches, you know, with a bunch of cans in there, and their feet is all tore up. You can strike a match on the bottom of their feet. I can have something like that, but I ain't attracted to that. Back to that smoking story, man, it was a broad I was smoking with, and she put out her titty for me to suck it, and I'm sucking it, and I started tasting sand in my mouth. Like that. And come to find out the area that I sucked on was lighter.
What you mean
It got lighter. I sucked some dirt off her titty.
God, no.
That's what I'm telling you. I can't have no no smokers. And I can't do it, man. They had a broad, you remember Sharon that stayed on 83rd? They had a girl, man, that was such a smoker and had so many babies. They put her picture on the cover of Newsweek magazine. I'm serious, Sharon. I used to take it over there and say, Sharon, you famous. She was getting mad at me.
She would?
Yeah, she had so many babies by different nationalities.
Wow.
Right, that they put her on the cover of Newsweek magazine.
Man.
She lived right on 83rd between Compton and Hooper, right there by the gate at Drew, little light-skinned Sharon. Looked like a little weasel. You know?
Having them babies.
Yeah.
Holding them babies.
I was in
Did you ever sleep with Sharon?
Oh, hell no. I wasn't attracted to strawberries.
No.
You know? No, I wasn't attracted because you can smell them motherfuckers. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, one of them, I slapped upside the head because she grabbed my dope. Her hair was so nappy, my hands started burning.
Is that real?
Yeah, that's real. That's real. I was in a program, man, in an in-house drug program with Carrie Fisher, the girl that died, that played Star Wars. I knew her one-on-one. Her mama was Debbie Reynolds, the original Gidget. Her daddy was Eddie Fisher, used to be married to Elizabeth Taylor. I knew her personally because me and her was on the same unit at Century City Hospital in a drug program. I met Lou Gossett there. I met Rick James there.
Lou Gossett Jr.?
Yeah.
He was in there?
Yeah. He wasn't in the program, but he had snorted some cocaine before. Yeah, he had snorted. So they Century City Hospital and Cedar-Sinai, they have drug meetings there every Thursday, I think. You go up in there, you'll see all types of celebrities, all type. You know what I'm saying? Because it's out there by Beverly Hills. And that's what Century City Hospital was. You know, my wife's insurance paid for me to be in Century City Hospital. And when I got out, I started smoking dope as soon as I got out. And one of the counselors that was supposed to be, they'll tell you, oh, if you get an urge to smoke, call me and I'll come and get you and we'll go for a ride. So this counselor, I called him, right? Because I'm in the middle of my floor smoking dope. And so he comes in, he see the dope, and he said, man, you want to go for a ride? I said, after I take this hit. And so I'm hit it, and as Chris will tell you, when you see that genie going through that glass, that smoke filtering through that glass.
You ain't leaving.
And he saw that and blew his sobriety. The counselor.
Because he was a smoker before.
Right, because he was a smoker. And me and him blasted off right there at my house.
Wow.
Right there. And he blew, I think, 17 years of sobriety right there.
Seen that?
Yeah, they tell you don't be around people that do that. You know, if you weak or you gotta have, you know, you can't surround your people that's doing that. If you drink, you don't go to a bar and set up with a bunch of people that's drinking. You know, and you don't drink.
Well, do you ever remember smoking with different women, you know?
Yeah, that one I told you I sucked the dirt off her titty, her. You know, another one, I had one there whose teeth was so raggedy, Bear used to call her three teeth. Because she had one in the middle.
So do you think if the woman's smoking, she got a problem?
Right.
She ain't just gonna be no fresh broad.
No. The only way you're gonna get one that's fresh if you go up there to Civil Brand Institute and catch them as soon as they get out of jail.